Today is going to be a little bit exceptional because we're going to talk about things that has to do with our women. Don't forget that a woman is the bedrock of any nation. That's why when you are talking about life expectancy of any nation, the indices that are actually being looked upon is the health of the mother and child. Basically. All right. So today's edition is going to also refer us to what happened to our women in Europe and America with respect to fibroid. One has sent a message, and that message is so touching. It shares the global experience of our women when it has to do with the subject of fibroid, particularly those out there. And she said, "Dr. Save a Life, we are happy to see the wonderful work you guys are doing over there in Nigeria. Thank you. Please, I have an issue of fibroid. Last year, November, I did embolization here in Italy, but I'm still bleeding too much. My doctor here says I have to remove my womb, but I have no child yet. What a pity. Please, apart from embolization and hysterectomy, I may have mean hysterectomy, that is removal of the womb, what are other good methods to do fibroid and save my womb? God bless you." Going by her question, I think there are three major things we may answer here. Number one is the prevalence of fibroid. All right? She's in Europe. Most people here also having the issue of fibroid. We're going to look at also different methods, the advantages, their disadvantages, or some of them even may be a deception. We're going to look at them here together. And finally, we look at the solution as she asked. Which one is actually, among all these, should be the best option she should explore? Now, let me first of all show us something. Fibroid is not a spirit. As a matter of fact, anybody that tells you you have fibroid, it was a spiritual problem, and it was this, that person is a deceiver. Fibroid is a gynecological tumor. Benign as it were, it's not cancerous. And it is found in the womb of most women and can be taken out. Let's just admit it at that level. And it is very common among the blacks. I've said it here over and over again. Our women, by reason of study, have been found to have high level of estrogen, one of the hormones that also makes our women more fertile than the Caucasians. All right? So that's why it is more resident among blacks. If you get to Germany, I tell you, you may not find one single German lady that have fibroid. By statistics, 1 out of every 4 ladies you see have fibroid. But that also does not connote they can't have children, because we can have the opportunity to look into that. Second one is that having established that fibroid is not a spiritual manipulation, fibroid is a gynecological tumor, what are the methods that could be used to take out fibroid? We're going to take it from our societal narratives, how people see. And we take them one by one, and I will tell you what you will watch out for in them. Now, you can see ladies with very huge tummy in this format. The one thing you should ask yourself is that there's one unique thing about women. They care for their body more than they care for any other thing. And the lady will see herself, she is not pregnant, and see her tummy growing this way and keep on growing. Something must have kept this lady in this condition. Some of the reasons why you see this kind of stuff is that most of these ladies, out of fear, we get to somewhere and someone will say, no, this is an attack. is a poison. It is a manipulation that somebody somewhere as an enemy casts this thing on you. And out of that, they will be drinking all manner of stuff. Some will be drinking holy water, drink olive oil, drink all manner of things, drink every form. We have lost a lot of our loved ones on that same ugly mindset. Friend, I'm putting it to ask. We cannot afford to make victims of our women simply because what they are suffering, they don't have understanding about. Fibroid is not a spirit. It can be touched. It can be removed. It is something that happens within the womb and can be chilled out. All right? It's not a spiritual problem. Second solution we throw to people is the issue of traditional. That there is something that if you rub on your body or you insert inside the vagina, the fibroid will melt. Come on, friend. Anything that will melt fibroid in your womb can melt the womb itself, because almost like it has a direct correlation with that womb. Get it very, very clear. And most painfully, it's very dangerous for you as a woman to insert anything inside your vagina by reason of any deception. Because if that surface is burnt off and the vagina gone together, or the mouth of the womb gone together, what is called cervical stenosis, if any of such happen, I tell you, number one, you will not be able to see your period again. And every month, because the menses is inside the womb, can't find out, waist pain will be there, and because the womb will be forcing to push it, and it can't. It become a torment all the way. And occasion, in a number of occasions, there may not be possibility of intercourse. There may not also be a possibility of a child. Don't go into that very route. All right? Now, going further, we have the option of medication. Listen to this and listen well. When it has to do with medication in the treatment of fibroid, there is no known drug. No, please listen to this. There is no known drug that can take fibroid out of the womb. I know most of you are taking all manner of trash. Let me be very honest to tell you this. There are drugs that have the capacity to shrink the fibroids. These very drugs are in the class of the drug they call gonadotrophin-releasing hormone analogs. You can have them in the market, Lupri, Zoladex, Goserelin, and so on. What do? These very drugs only stop that particular estrogen that have been studied to show increase in the fibroid in the womb. And by stopping the one part of the brain they call hypothalamus and adrenal pituitary, when it acts on the brain and stop the ovary from producing that particular estrogen, the fibroid may shrink if it is given for a period of 6 months. By and by, if you stop it, the fibroid will bounce back again. And medically, that can lead a woman also into what is called medical menopause. All right? The person will not see anything. But most of our women think about fibroid removal when they have a need of fertility. So, treating yourself into menopause on the issue of treating fibroid is not a wise decision. Now, there are different methods. Now, professionally, now we are going a little bit into what must have been done for her. The issue of embolization. What is this uterine artery embolization? Because most of our people will say, no, I want to go abroad. They say they are doing this embolization. They say they are doing one thing or the other. Permit me to tell you, the womb as an organ for reproduction, that particular womb receives blood supply from 5 different blood vessels. It receives blood supply from inferior and superior mesenteric artery. It receives blood supply from the collaterals. You also receive blood from the vaginal vessels. But the most important vessel that supplies the womb is called uterine artery. all right, the major blood vessel. Now, looking at that particular blood vessel, studying and came to show that of all these other branches of the blood vessel reaching out to the womb, because the womb needs blood, it is only that main artery called the uterine artery that supply fibroid, apart from supplying the womb. So, smart move, all right, and says that if we block the uterine artery from giving blood to the womb, invariably you will stop the fibroid. That is to say, the other collateral way will now supply the womb, while the main one that's supposed to supply the fibroid and the womb may not be able to go through. Now, that is what actually means, and that's how the issue of uterine artery embolization now came on board. Even when that is done, the fibroid does not disappear. It takes a while, particularly if it is small, maybe to degenerate. All right? So it is not a solution to somebody who may have had that kind of fibroid. She may have even some mucous fibroid for her to be bleeding. All right? That particular person does not need uterine artery embolization. Sometimes abroad, it's very, very common abroad, they will be told, no, they said you have multiple fibroids, but let's then take away the one from the womb. Come on. Listen to this and listen well. Apart from the type of fibroid, they call it fibropolyp. Polyp in the sense that it is just hanging inside. It does not find itself rooted inside the womb. Such one, you can do this hysteroscopic myomectomy. Hysteroscopy is that a camera can go through the cervix, now be able to cut it off as if it is just right only inside the womb. But if it is rooted inside, you remove the one you are seeing, but the inside, the fibroids are still there. That's why most of our women out there, we go and say, I've done fibroid. You go and do a scan, you see a lot of fibroid there. They've done nothing for you. That is the truth. And that is the reason why most of them in Europe and America are beginning to realize they do not have any hope when it has to do with doing fibroid operation abroad. Fibroid is African woman's problem, emphatically. And when it has to do with mastery, it is about the issue of volume and the experience. For you to have a good experience in a particular area, you must have done it over and over again and meet different of its form in different manner. And that is the advantage of hospitals in Nigeria can deliver to any woman. There are other methods of removing fibroid, which you have the laparoscopy, that you have to be in position to use a camera through a pinhole to be able to take off the fibroid. Furthermore, by reason of expertise, it's also been shown that today a woman can take fibroid out of the womb without even blood transfusion, because with the aid of the diatomy right now, even when it cuts, it sees the blood vessel. So most of the time they don't believe as the usual one you cut with knife that probably blood will be everywhere. You say bring 4 pints of blood. All those things are gone by reason of increased understanding of what this very subject is all about. So that's why Nigeria remains the best option for you to be in position to take fibroid out. Please get it and get it into your head. Your money is immaterial. Those ones in Europe and America, you have them as friends, as children. Encourage them to come back to Nigeria and get proper work done for the purpose of preservation of their womb.